guest is the young but powerful Lyanna Mormont on Game of Thrones. Her highly anticipated new series is called The Last of Us.
Count slowly and clearly from 1 to 10.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Slowly and clearly.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You.
The Last of Us premieres Sunday on HBO and HBO Max. Say hello to Bella Ramsey. Say it took me a minute to compute that you were the same person that I saw in Game of Thrones and also in Lena Dunham's movie as well.
Right, Catherine Cole-Birdie.
Right, yes, which you were great in.
Thank you.
I did see it and I enjoyed it, and I was a huge fan of Game of Thrones as well. Sorry about your death.
It's okay, I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it. You
I had
liked
a wonderful time.
Your death, actually, I think we have a photo from that moment. This is a giant.
There it is.
Crushing you. How does that play out in real life when you're shooting that?
There's a giant. Went to Belfast so many times for this. I rapped about 5 times. There's like a giant robotic claw on a green screen. It's like programmed to shake me around. I was like 20 foot up in the air. They had to throw the blood up to me, so I did it myself. Because by the time it was faffed about, I'd swallowed half the blood if they did the whole process. So I just had a bottle of blood with me.
How old were you when you started on that show?
I was 11.
11?
Yeah, my first scene I was 11.
So it was not a show I would imagine you were watching, I hope.
No, I hadn't heard of it.
Yeah, you hadn't heard? Oh, you hadn't even heard of it?
I hadn't even heard of it. I have an older sister, she'd heard of it. But no, it's just this Game of Thrones thing that I soon figured out what it was.
And do they tell you when you're young, they tell you that you are going to be squished to death by a giant?
Well, I anticipated being told. I'd heard rumors that you get the phone call saying that listen, you're gonna die this season.
Right.
I didn't get a phone call. Actually my mum read it first. On in the middle of the night, she gets very excited about the script. She was reading it and let me know in the morning. She's like, "You die." I was like, "What?" But I was happy.
What a weird life, right?
I know, right? It's pretty weird.
I have to say, my mother said a lot of strange things to me in my years on this planet, but "you die" has never been one of them.
Still time.
You're right. Do you get asked about Game of Thrones all the time now?
I do.
Yeah. What do they ask you about most?
Oh, people like to ask me what I thought of the ending.
Oh, what you thought of the ending?
Yeah, and I asked them back, what did you think of it? I don't know, I don't have an opinion.
And do you disagree? Do you argue, or do you just...
No, I just let them, either hate on it or talk about how great it was. Mostly hate on the ending for, 10 minutes, and I just sit there and listen and say, goodbye, nice to meet you, and then that's it.
What a weird thing to take up with an actor from the show, right? I mean, It's kind of strange. I like the ending.
I saw it, but I hadn't seen the rest of the show.
Are you finding people are negative about the ending in general?
Generally, the consensus is that it wasn't great. But, it seemed fine to me.
So this, The Last of Us, is based on a very, very popular video game.
Yes.
And this is the sort of thing that creates a lot of pre-show excitement.
Yes.
Have you played this video game?
No, I'm not a gamer.
Wow. Your secret seems to be to have no knowledge of what you're wandering into at any time.
Pretty much. I really have to do that. If I don't know what I'm doing, it seems to work out the best. Even acting, I don't know what I do. It's sort of terrifying. Thanks. I don't know if that really deserves applause, but I think it's sort of terrifying in a way, because I'm worried that someday either I'm gonna figure out what it is that I do, and then I'm gonna not be able to do it. Or maybe I'll just lose any ability that I have had.
I have a feeling you're going to figure it out just fine, because...
I hope so.
It sounds like you're thinking circles around everybody already.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you haven't played the video game. No. Have you even seen the video game?
Yeah, I've seen gameplay on YouTube.
Okay.
I've watched clips.
You've watched other people play the video game.
Yeah.
It's zombie-related?
Yeah, they're zombies, clickers.
Zombies. There has to be zombies. You have to have zombies if
Yes.
you want a successful show. It's the law,
Pretty much.
pretty much.
Seems to be going that way.
Your co-star is Pedro Pascal.
Yes.
Who was also a co-star.
Yes.
Although I think probably before you were on the show, right?
Yeah, he was squished long before
Yeah.
I came on.
You both are squishies from Game of Thrones.
No, we have good deaths.
You do. You have similar deaths and good deaths. His
Both
death was.
squishies. His death. I haven't seen it, but I've heard about it.
It was upsetting and surprising, and I mean, there's a pop when he dies.
There's a pop. Oh,
Yeah, there's like a sound of a pop when he dies. Yeah.
nice. Maybe I should give it a watch.
I don't know if you should. I don't know. How attached are you to Pedro?
I'm pretty attached.
Okay, don't
Probably
watch it
unhealthily
then.
attached to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So don't watch it.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if I would say that, do you think it will upset you? No, it won't upset
It'll
you.
be fine.
Yeah.
I'll just text him like 2 minutes later, and he won't reply for a while, and then.
Have you seen the big billboards of your face down the block here?
Yeah, it's very unnerving.
Is it?
The unnerving part is realizing that everyone else is seeing it too. Me seeing it is sort of fine, and then realizing that like everyone driving down like Sunset Boulevard is seeing it.
Have you taken a picture of it?
Yes.
You have, yeah. You have to, right?
Well, against my will, mostly. Craig Mazin, the showrunner and writer of The Last of Us, took me to there's a super big one on the side of a building. He took me to that the other day and said you had to pay $20 or something for parking. And we were going to be there for 5 minutes taking photos. He said, I'm going to try something. And he goes over to the parking guy. He's like, you see that girl there? And I was like, stop it. What are you doing? I was, if it had been anyone else other than Craig, we wouldn't have.
Can I ask you a question? Because I happen to know Craig. Craig, are
know Craig?
you telling me Craig tried to get out of paying the $20?
Yes, but he did then give him a very generous sum in the end.
He gave him a tip,
He gave him
but it was less than the $20.
I mean, you can talk to him about that.
Wow, this is very revealing. This is great.
He's one of the most generous people that I know.
I don't know.
I'm just trying to dig
Sounds
myself
like
out
you
of the
need to
hole.
meet some more people. I don't know.
I know.
Oh, Craig's gonna love this.
He's
yeah.
gonna love it. He sent me a text being like, I'm there with you invisibly. He's here.
I have a feeling Craig expensed that gratuity to the. I have a
Right.
feeling HBO will be picking up the tag on that one, but
Sure,
we'll see. I guess we'll find out. Well, hey, congratulations on the show
Thank
and
you.
all of your success. Whatever you're doing, just keep doing the exact same thing.
I will. Whatever it is. Thank you.
Bella Ramsey, everybody, The Last of Us, Sunday night, HBO and HBO Max. We'll be back with Iggy Pop.